Yo, what's cracking? Alright, let me make sure this shit's working. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so sorry this shit is taking so long. I had to go back to work, you know? And working takes time away from NG content. So again, I'm gonna run pretty much the same thing. OT buffs and Bloodbind buffs. But we're gonna rock the Raven Master. Man, let's start chapter. Oh goddamn it! I'm probably not a Master Ninja, am I? God, I hate that shit. I wish you could just, it would just stay. You know how many times I start a chapter and get like 5 minutes in or like 3 minutes in? I'm like, wait a minute, this does not feel like it. Okay, so this is a pretty short chapter. It's a fairly easy chapter as well. There are still a couple challenging fights. And unfortunately a very long... See, like, I don't mind when they do, like, how they do the platforming in certain chapters. Especially, like, chapter 4, chapter 5, it's just like a quick wall run into a fucking little glide or whatever. But to start a chapter like this kind of sucks. However, I guess if you consider, like, the fact that most people are going to be like just getting done with chapter 1 and it's a little break from the action, I guess from that perspective it's like whatever. But either way, this is not the most exciting way to replay chapter 2 over and over when you're trying to do Death Wish runs and shit like that. But it is what it is. Like, it doesn't ruin the game. It's whatever. See, it's already over. Okay, so we're gonna try to use some different weapons. But we don't really have like a good, yeah, I kind of fucked us there. This is a pretty easy fight, not really a lot to it. A little, with the drill, I think especially doing your light attack into, like, your, dodge opposite drill attacks is really, like, a good way to use it. Same with the lunar staff. The sword, you don't really need to do, like, a lot of dodge offset to, like, make it really shine. But I really feel like the drill and the Magatsushi, it's a lot, you know, it kind of like relies on it better for like good damage and crowd control and stuff like that. Because you're like your basic attacks just aren't really, like your basic Bloodraven attacks aren't as like good, and with the hammer specifically they're not as fast. So we're gonna target him, then we're gonna immediately target these two. And we're gonna do a Nazuna drop because of that guy shooting rockets at us. And then we're just gonna take him out. Now, this has like some weird spawns here. Sometimes this spawns like a big ass fight, sometimes it doesn't, and here it did. But I am going to Azuna drop this guy. But I need to find a stupid fucking platform. And someone's shooting rockets, but I don't know where from. The only rocket guy I can think of is like way up at the other side. So we do want to take that rocket guy out we had here. Again, anytime you see these guys up top, just instantly prioritize them. You can kind of take them out however you want. And like I said before, people really like exaggerate the suck to target stuff on these fights, or on the like aerial stuff. It's a lot more prevalent. So this guy is who we want to take out. So we're gonna Azuna him and miss because I tried to Azuna drop in like the worst possible spot. But these windmill shuriken guys also need to be prioritized just as soon as possible. I think I said Azuna there, but I meant UT. There we go. Nice and easy, huh? Now, hide. This guy's kind of a bitch. And I think you can kind of like come this way. I don't know if there's something over here. There might be. No, yeah, so if you want to go do the Fiend Challenge or whatever, the Purgatory Challenge, it's over there. Like I mentioned previously, we're not going to do that. Can you jump up? I really hate that shit in this game. So now we're going to get a spawn of 2 enemies, and we're going to yeet one of these bitches off the ledge, and... Oof, that was close. The way, like, ledges work in this game is pretty ridiculous. And more sitting on the rail. But again, it'll be over in about 30 seconds, so it's not that big of a deal. I'll just take the long way around. Thanks, Yakumo. Thanks for taking the fucking long way. And you can start spamming your shurikens, because we do start getting some things, but I don't remember exactly where they spawn. But I think it's coming up here around this bend. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe not. Okay, so again, assassinate. This fight is pretty challenging coming up here. Whoa, that was close. There's another rocket guy over here that we need to take out as soon as possible, and we're just gonna throw him. And holy shit, did I take some damage somewhere? Bro, jump up, Yakumo. Oh my god. One complaint I kind of have about the movement of this game is if you try to hold block and like move around, it kind of like feels janky at times. But yeah, not too bad of a fight. Just make sure you are prioritizing those fucking grenade launcher dudes. One spawns here, and then another spawns back here, and then a third one spawns kind of randomly. And then this one, you have to be quick here, or he can hit you and like knock you essentially like off the ledge. Alright, so this fight, again, we're gonna target these guys before we do anything else. One more. And we're gonna do this one into an Azuna drop. We're gonna on-landing Azuna drop into a UT, because this guy is just so fucking slippery. Just, if you're gonna like do a lot of the charged attacks with the God damn, these guys are bitches, dude. Come on. See, trying to hold block and move fast is such a pain in the ass. I'm gonna do a UT. Okay. So now we should get a samurai, and we're gonna UT him right away. Make sure to save 2 essence. Do not absorb those essence, so you can... That's not the weapon I thought I was on. Great. That was really cool too. Sorry, I have a hard time really like talking and paying attention here. Okay. So now we can just wipe these fuckers. And then just take out this guy. See, like, in the air, there is some massive, like, fucking, you know, what people try to call magnetism. But on the ground, it's, like, severely over-exaggerated. Alright, so not so bad. You can, if you do a lot of UTs, you can build up your Berserker gauge faster and just wipe that guy. So if you really want, you can basically just, like, UT chain that fight if you're struggling with the big samurai guy there, like, the big armored guy. Just do a ton of UT chaining. Or try to do a lot of fast D-limbs. It's a lot harder to get fast D-limbs with the rapier because of the way like a lot of our like dodge offset attacks work versus with the dual swords. They just have a lot better D-limbing attacks, it seems. Especially, you know, stuff like the XX dodge X. If you hold that and still just like some of the strings in general, like XXX, Y, those have a lot better D-limbs. Even the like forward back Y and the rotate X. So, you know, if you really are struggling, try to get a lot of OTs, try to get a lot of UTs, and use your Berserker gauge to just kill that fucking big samurai like right away. You know, if that's something you're struggling with. And you can see we used a few healing items, but that's fine. It doesn't really matter. Shit, I was hitting my vape. You can totally skip that fight if you want. A lot of fights, especially if there's like a platforming section next, you can just skip if you really want. Wow, that was close. Don't go so early. Wait until the train comes or he starts to shoot. Now is when I think we start getting the things to throw our shuriken at, actually. Yeah. I went a little too early there as well. I wish you could throw shuriken in air on the rail. Kinda dumb you can't. And the chapter's almost done. It's a very fast chapter. Even on a fresh save, it's really not that bad if you, like, build up your Berserker gauge and chain some UTs on that previous fight. And we don't need to do anything, so... Okay. See, like, why can't I just flip up there? That shit pisses me off in this game sometimes. Yoma. このたちのそんなもたな And again, play this game in Japanese. English voice acting just ruins Yakumo's character. Where in Japanese, he's like pretty cool. In English, he's a fucking like total loser. I really can't understand why. I get like apparently, and I hate being a dick like I do, like shitting on the dude who did the voice acting. God damn it, there's more rail sections here. Yeah, this chapter goes way too overboard with this shit. It really does. Same with some of the surfing sections, but other than that, it's really like not that bad, I guess. However, the visuals are really fucking cool. How like the demon waifu chick, the yokai waifu chick is like warping reality. Like it is really cool, but it is kind of boring on repeat playthroughs. Alright, so this fight is actually like pretty challenging coming up. Whoa! So again, we're gonna take out 2 of these guys. We're gonna take out 1 more. Oops, or not. We're gonna fall like an idiot and waste our essence, which was the whole point. So ideally, you want to take 2 of them out and then do an Azuna drop into an on-landing UT. Come on, Yakumo, I believe in you. We're gonna on-landing UT this guy. We're gonna jump up, and I took damage somehow, probably from bullets. Take out this guy. Now we have an essence, 2 essence. So we're gonna do the same thing. On landing UT. And hopefully take out... That's exactly what you want. You want to take out at least 1 of them. And hit the boss if you can. And we have essence again. So again, we can do it again. Although he was delimbed, try not to be an idiot like that. And target your UTs to somebody that's delimbed. We're gonna target this guy. Nope, we're gonna target the grenade launcher. And that was really gorgeous, throwing him into that. And again, you can do another on-landing UT and pray that the windmill shuriken guy is in the way. Because he's the guy that makes this fight, like, really challenging. Now, people who don't die... Oh my god. You can do this. If they don't die, like, to an Azuna, to 1 Azuna, you can kind of, like, you can cycle through your weapons and keep, like, the damage going in the air a bit longer. Oh my god. It's so hard to, like, try to talk and do this. But you can, switch through your weapons during your Azuna combo. And get more damage in, and finish it with an Azuna, or, you know, just kill him. Okay. So... Okay, now that they're taken out, we can just, play. What? Jesus. Wow. Okay. I gotta stop trying to, like, fuck around. I'm trying to showcase some of the, like, dodge offset stuff. That I like to do, but it's getting a little reckless there, so don't get reckless like I did. But you gotta try to have fun, and when you try to have fun, you take some damage sometimes. It's all good. But yeah, prioritize the right people is really the name of the game for this fight. And then we obviously get the scripted bloodbath kill. And it's over. Sorry it was a bit sloppy there, but I'm really not very good at talking while playing. It's fucking hard. I don't know how people do it. Especially people who are like playing at a high level and reading a fucking chat log while they're streaming. That is honestly like very impressive. There we go. Pretty simple. Probably got a terrible rank because of all the items we used. Yeah, it is what it is. And somehow only 80% of the kills. I really don't know like what we skipped. That's why I think some of the spawns are very like weird. Where like when we did a couple of those assassination kills, for instance, if you're trying to get all the kills, don't do the assassinations. Just, you know, aggro them. And typically that will bring another like wave or two of enemies. So you can really like skip a lot of fights by relying on assassinations, or you can just spawn them if you're trying to farm kills, farm karma, and stuff like this. So if you really are playing for score, first of all, don't use 14 items like a total scrub. Second, you know, don't rely on assassinations and try to like spawn as many fights as you can, basically. But we did get lucky and get the one fight early that sometimes I don't get. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed chapter 2, and I'm gonna try to start knocking these out a lot faster. Peace.